Hi, this is Mrs. Cosman here, live from my backyard. Today I took you outside for my science experiment because I have a fun Earth Day experiment planned. This week we are celebrating Earth Day on Wednesday, so this whole week I have fun different Earth Day experiments planned. So my first experiment today is to see, how do leaves breathe? We know that all living things, people, animals, plants, they need air and they need to breathe to survive. But people and animals, we have lungs, or even last week we talked about how fish have gills that help them breathe in the water. But I'm looking at this leaf. Sorry. I don't see lungs. I don't see gills. How does this thing breathe? What's your guess? What do you think? How do leaves breathe if they don't have lungs or gills or something like that to help them breathe? Well, I've got an experiment set up here that we are going to find out today. All you need is some leaves. The important thing is that they're active leaves. That means that you pulled them off of a tree or plant that was growing. That you're not finding leaves that have already fallen off or laying on the ground. Those leaves are dead and probably not going to work very well. The other things you need are bowls. I have some clear bowls set up with leaves in them, and the bowls are filled with water. So I am going to put this leaf. I also have 5 other leaves that I put in water, and I went around my neighborhood on a walk this afternoon collecting leaves from different trees or plants. Any leaf should work, whether it's off a tree or a plant. I've never done this experiment, so we'll see how it goes, but I filled my bowls up with water. I'm putting the leaf in the water, and then I'm going to put a small rock, oh, that didn't work very well, on top of my leaf so that it keeps it submerged under the water. It's important that we need the leaves submerged completely on the water. If you don't put the rock, they'll float close to the top and it won't work so well. So we got the leaves in the water. Now here's the hard part. We have to let them sit in the sun for a little bit, like a few hours. So I'm not going to record for that long. So I'm going to pause my video and come back in a few hours. I want you to think, how are we going to be able to see that these leaves have breathed? How's the water going to help? What do you think? Make your guesses. I'm going to stop recording and then I'll pick up in a few hours. I'm letting them sit out in the nice bright sun. In the meantime, enjoy the nice weather outside, and I will catch up with you in a couple hours to see how these leaves are doing. Second graders, I actually brought the leaves inside because it got a lot windy here outside and it was kind of hard to hear what I was saying over the wind while I was recording. But let's take a look at our leaves. What do you notice? What happened to them while they were sitting outside in the sun and in the water? This one's a pretty good one to look at. That one, that one. Look at all those tiny little bubbles that have formed. What happened is, we know plants make their food through a process called photosynthesis, where they take sunlight and transform it into energy that the leaves and plants need. Well, what happens during photosynthesis is they take in carbon dioxide from the air, and the leaves actually release the oxygen that we need to breathe. Because our leaves were submerged in water, when it released the oxygen, it formed these little bubbles on the leaves that we can see. So that is how our leaves breathe, that they release the oxygen. And we can't see this if they're not in water, that it just forms oxygen in the air, but by putting them in the water, we're actually able to see the oxygen collecting on the sides of the leaf. My bigger leaf, I thought this one would work the best, and it actually doesn't have that many bubbles. These smaller ones seem to do a little bit better with collecting the bubbles of oxygen. I'm not sure why, but super easy. Try it at home. All you need are leaves, bowls with water, and some pebbles or something else to submerge the leaves to keep them under, because if they're not completely submerged, it won't work. You won't be able to see the bubbles, but pretty cool. I will see you again tomorrow with another fun Earth Day experiment. Keep exploring.